Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and today I'm bringing you a build, but it's not just me. I'm here with Rainy Days and Rainbows, and guys, we are going to be building something amazing, something so excited that we saw in our members island tour. So today with Rainy, I'm gonna be building, well technically she's gonna be showing me how we are going to build an ice cream parlor. Guys, this build is just so colorful, so amazing. The moment I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I just wanted this build to come to my island, to be here in our coastal town. So there's this section in the coastal town that I was happy with it, but I'm never truly in love with the area. It needed something, and this build was the perfect element that we needed. So the first thing is, after we found the spot that I really wanted this build to be in, Rainy came, we hang out, and she started explaining all the steps, what we needed to do. So the first thing we need to do is clear the area of the size that we're going to need. And then I'm just gonna be following along, you know, on Rainy's, on her directions of how we are going to build this building. So, and then she's showing me. So she basically giving me instructions. She's like, okay, we're gonna go this way. This is the size. We gotta go this high. And that's the approach, how we did it. And it was so great working together, just hanging out with Rainy, getting to know her as her upcoming channel, as she keeps growing, as she keeps creating amazing Dinkum content. So guys, if you have never heard of Rainy Days, and if you watch my live stream, you know I mentioned her. She's truly such an amazing person. But if you haven't, all the links, everything will be on the description below. Guys, you just need to go check out her videos, and if you like what you see, subscribe to that channel because it is just truly amazing. Okay, so let's continue. So as you can see, and if you're following along, we're building the building. So we started with the back side of the building. We work it towards way towards the front. The middle section of the building is gonna have the high tier. There's gonna be an opening of 2 square. That's where the sign is gonna go. And we're gonna, you know, it's gonna name very cleverly, and we're gonna wait that into the time comes so you can see what this place is gonna be named. But you know, we're gonna put the sign right there. And then the great thing about this building that I really like and I really enjoy was how she managed to use all the different tiles to bring this build to life with color. And I you know, my mind could not wrap around that when I first saw it on her island. It was just so unique, so amazing, being able to see the use of the red, the yellow, and the white tiles all together in such a way that it was truly beautifully. It really popped and it really made it fun, you know. And so this is an ice cream parlor. It needed to be fun. It needed to be that level. Also, in some of the section, we're gonna use the gingerbread tile, and I think that also it just gives it something, because this is an ice cream parlor. You got like a gingerbread type of feel to you know, like a cookie. So it's just really great. And as you can see, we're starting to do that right here. Okay, so in the backside on the roofing, of course, we're using the ramps. So, and then we started to coming out with a couple of new ideas compared with what we saw originally on her island, you know, to see if we can expand it, put a little bit of Jersey into this design, right? But it was so great because talking with Rainy and, you know, just bouncing ideas, we just kept bouncing ideas, the approach, what we were trying to do, just like right here, doing this a little bit of a different take. I really wanted to see and test some new ideas as we were building, and she was so excited, and we just click. Everything just click as two builders working together as a first time in this type of video that slowly is going to be coming more and more into the channel, working with other amazing designers or members of the channel. You know, it's just truly great to be able to do this, you know. And so this build went through a couple different evolving. You know, we started using the stalls. From stalls, we make better walls. Then we make better frames. We raise some sections a little higher. But slowly and slowly, the build came to something that it was, again, the idea that Rainy had, the idea that we all fell in love, but then we made it a little bit different, a little more unique, because that's how it is, right? We get inspired, we grab an idea, we bring it to our island, we're following along, but then at some point, you know, you get that little feeling that you want to tweak just a little bit of the build. And that's what I'm always hoping for you guys build, and that's exactly what happened here. Okay, so as we continue to expand the idea, we're gonna do the seating area, and we started doing the seating area exactly how she had it on her island. It's just one square. We got the ground floor over here, and then we started talking, and we wanted to make this area still feel more festive, still feel more like fun, right? And so we were trying to see, okay. And of course, don't forget, I'm only working with a limited room. So all this idea, we had to go back and forth. I like the idea of the flags, but it was covering just a little bit. It just felt a little too cluttered. So we're just gonna keep bouncing ideas, keep working along, as we continue to talk, and as you approach a build, right? And you're trying new ideas, don't forget that that's the best thing, is trial and error. Try every idea that pops in your head. It's always better to try it than not to try it, because if you try it and you don't like it, you can move on. You can get it out of your mind, but if you don't try it, it's gonna linger. And if it lingers, you're not gonna be able to enjoy, because you're always gonna be thinking of what could have been. So always give it a try. Always try your ideas. If it don't work, it's okay, because then you're gonna move on to your following idea. Okay, so as we're continuing to see, as you see the build, we wanted to bring a little more balloon, bring a little more of, again, more happiness, more of joy. This is supposed to be a fun build, right? So we are taking one of the stalls, and we're bringing back the roof, and we were talking about, so what about if we start framing more of the roof with framing these windows, where people pick out their food, and frame it with the roof. So we started bringing it down and just using like columns, right? But at the end, we noticed that it was a little too low. We noticed that it just was a little too long, and it wasn't just feeling just right. So then slowly we're gonna be changing the roof. We're gonna be expanding on this idea, right? And that's the other thing, all these ideas were just expanding and expanding, because you guys know how I am. She came in, she's doing amazing, and I'm the one like, oh, well, what do you think if we do this? Or what do you think we do that? At the same time, she was happy, to just keep pushing the bill, keep pushing the idea, because now we just don't have one design, now we have two designs, and hopefully you guys, as you guys are doing this build as well, you guys coming up with other ideas, other ways to attach it, other ways to increase what we can do in this type of buildings and this type of ideas. And I can't wait to see what your Ice Cream Parlor will look like when you guys are just following this along. Okay, so as you can see, we went ahead and raised the column on the outside because it was too low, right? The framing wasn't just right. So we're framing the flags, we're facing it forward, it's something that she had on her original build, and we're just tweaking, we're tweaking the idea, we're tweaking things, we're still trying to figure out what's the best way to keep approaching and to keep adding more of the items that I really wanted to see. My mind is racing because I'm so happy, that we're doing this build together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we can try this or we can try that. Rainy, I don't know if I drove you a little crazy with all the ideas that kept popping in my head, but you were so nice and so gracious to be able to want to try all these ideas with me as we build this build, that is amazing that you came over here and start doing the initial layout for us. Okay, so as you can see, we are now changing a little bit of the build. We felt like we may need a little bit of color, so we brought like the wheel here just to see if that brought a little fun element to this build. But at the end, we ended up taking it. At the end, some of the final touches, once we get to that point of the video, you're going to see that we added a little bit of flower. We added a little bit of the gum with flower boxes. All those little details is what's starting to make the build feel a little more realistic, a little more like it fits my town as well. Because that's always important, I'm trying to fit this aesthetic to fit my town, to fit the coastal town that we have. So we were trying here also the stall situation, if we look better lower, but if we go lower and then we walk to it, the characters look too tall. So that wasn't working either. So the other thing that I really wanted to try was over here. I was like, what if we slowly make this table maybe bigger, have more seating room for friends and family. They come over here, now they have this big table with the umbrella and we can sit over here. So this was a new take, a new way. This is also inspiration from other island tours that we've been, so I was like, what, let me try another idea that I seen in other places, see if we'll fit more of this area. And guys, once we started doing this, it just felt it just worked. It was so good, you know. And having this big table, we used the white ottomans because it just looks so good right here. It really stood out and looked really great. So okay, so the next thing is like, again, okay, I wanted to make this look a little happy, very festive. So we, instead of bringing the flags, we brought the lights again, and now we're framing this area with all these lights, and I think that did the trick. But the only thing is that these lights are not bright enough, right? They don't bring enough light. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring some of the gum wood that matches the fence, and as you can see, it makes a pattern on the bottom, so it looks really cool. And then we kind of frame this light, this little section over here, and now it makes it brighter, and it brought like this extra light that we needed on this corner. So, and then the tricky part on this bill was at night, you know, just putting the right lights in the right places, that it looks good with the bill, that doesn't look like we're forcing something. That's the other trick, right? When you're placing lights, you gotta be careful depending on what you're going for. If you're going for a cool light, warm light, super bright, or not bright enough, depending your approach, right? But it's always, to me, it's always important to place the lamps in such a way that they don't take away from the bill, and they don't feel like we're just putting it there to illuminate, but we want it always to make it feel like it makes sense, you know. And that's always the goal for me when I work on lights. So as you can see, we're moving, we're trying this other lamp, we try the other one, we try the city one, we trying the copper, we trying now the hardwood. We just keep going back and forth until we found the right light source. And again, we're still moving some of these flags and all that. So there's a lot of ideas that you have seen already, right? So if you like any of those ideas, just pause the video, take a screenshot, and then do that one. You know, we just keep going back and forth, just running with ideas, running with scenarios, what will look better. As you can see right now, we brought the gumwood flower boxes, and because we needed that little extra light, we're using the bottom lights, the little flowers that light up, and that really helped, you know. And instead of using light posts, we just went and used the flowers, and it really brought that little extra light that we needed on this build. Then we're using the archway to kind of frame a little more of the building, you know, because it felt like we just needed just a little bit more something. Now this one over here, for the longest time we both liked it kind of low, but then we started thinking, you know, what about if we match it and make the columns in the middle just like we have on the outside? And then that's what we did. We ended up liking this idea. We like this approach. I think it really started making the build have like all these different sections, and there's different heights and all of that. We do feel like it worked a lot better. So I love now using the plushies, especially the bird one, to create this effect like birds are just sitting on top of the building or in a table or somewhere like that. I think that's really great. So the other thing that I really wanted to expand on, this is an ice cream place, you know, and I wanted to build an outdoor fridge that your imagination will be, you come into the store and they got this giant freezer right over here. So that's what we're doing in the backside, just to add a little more into the build, you know. So this is something that I wanted to do. I feel like it really made part of the build feel just give it a little extra to the building in the back, you know, more to look at, more to build, more dimension, you know. And I really like it, and I really like these ideas of adding just like freezer units in the back of buildings, if it makes sense, you know, if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so we're slowly framing this area. I really wanted to plant these coconuts, you know, we made them grow, and I wanted to see if this will frame really good. It really does. I really liked it. So now the next thing is, now I want to redo a little bit of the jet ski rental area, right? I want this to make sense. I want the passing to make sense. So we're going to take all the cobblestone out, right? And it's all going to be sidewalk now. So it's going to be kind of nice, you know, because now we don't have to, especially now that we got the use, you know, we want the roads to actually be the roads. It's not just pathway to walk into the area. If I want to use the cobblestone, I want it to be for vehicle. So right now we just took all this off, made it all cement. It really made the area more together. It's just everything just fits together very nicely, right? This is something that you can approach in many different ways. You can use something else, another type of pathing. If you were one of those that were following my Coastal Town series, and now you're seeing this, oh my gosh, look what he did, you know, then yes, you know, just go ahead and put sidewalks or any type of pathing that you want. So okay, so we're back over here, we're cleaning this area. Rainy had this great idea to do an arrangement behind the lights, you know. So she's gonna concentrate on that. I like the way it came out. I think it looked really great, bringing all those flowers, all those hibiscus. It matches the flower boxes that we did in the front of the building. So and it just framed the area so nicely. So the other thing now that I wanted to do is just create a little bit of division between the rental place and the ice cream, right? And as you can see, Rainy's Ice Cream Parlor, that's the sign, you know. I love that, you know. I wanted her name to be part of the building, you know. It's just, I just love it, and it sounds so good. I mean, it's a place that you really want to go, and I just love it. Okay, so now we're still working on lights. Every time it gets dark, we tweak the lights. We're starting to use a lot of the copper lamps because that's what really matches really well. We're doing the final details, you know. We added some benches over here, some trash cans over here, benches on the other side of the building, trash can over there on the side, just to give it that little depth of item placement, you know. And if you're doing this, you could add so many more items, you know, whichever items you want. Right over here, there was Rainy's idea to add the flag because I really wanted to use it. So we were able to use it over here. We changed some of the items over here so we can frame this area a little better, bring a little bit of lights. And then, man, it just, everything now flew. Everything just worked. This area of the coastal town now looks so good, and it just makes sense. And having this extra building in this town, in this area, it just made everything flow, you know. I'm just enjoying this so much, what it brought to the game. And then the star, adding that little star right there, just it's just so good, you know. And then here we are showing the final product, you know, and working with Rain. I can't wait to do this again. I can't work. I just want to keep working with all of you guys, bringing bills, what you guys done, bringing it so everybody can see the process, how amazing your creations are, you know. It's just truly amazing. And just look at this area now. It just elevated the place, elevated the island. Is just so much higher, you know. Rainy, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in to share this bill with all of us, you know, that all the people can go ahead and follow it and look at it, and, you know, and take all the screenshots that they need so they can do another ice cream parlor in their islands, you know. And I can't wait. Guys, send me the pictures, put it in the Discord. Let me see your take. What you added? What did you do? Did you make it bigger? You made it smaller? Did you add more of a seating area? What did you guys did to this build that made it more yours? Or if you made it identical to what you see here, or if you saw the island, the member tour, and you saw what she did, you know, what was your approach? Let us know. Thank you so much, guys, for everything, and I hope that you enjoy what me and Rainy did here today, bringing this build to you guys. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we'll see you next time. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.